Hi everybody, how are you guys doing today? Thank you for coming to our Q&A session. Today I would like to talk about a very important topic for us, for the whole community actually, not only for your work as a support worker with people with disabilities, but also it's important to have this information handy if you need any to support any family members, your friends, or even yourself. So today we are going to talk about family violence. This is a very delicate topic because, many of us might have or could be in the future involved in a situation that might, be considered violence. So it's important that we learn how to identify our early signs that it could prevent to expose yourself to a situation that is, out of control, or that you can be really hurt badly. So there are different ways to observe these signs, and some of them are very subtle. So it's very important that you are a very good listener of what your participant is saying, because a lot of this information can be just be taken like through conversation, daily conversation, and very basic things, and there will be different signs that you need to pick up quickly and start, putting some red flags and informing, us or the coordinators if you suspect any of this is happening. So signs, we are looking to different signs, but this is important that firstly you understand that violence is not only physical, but it's also, it could be physical, it could be sexual, it could be emotional, psychological, it could be financial, it could be spiritual as well. There are many ways to, make somebody else feel threatened or unsafe. And this is just different ways of how we are going to be observing these signs. And then we are going to talk a little bit about a few organizations that we can reach out when we see these signs and we need to take action. So the most, well-known kind of violence, it's the physical and sexual. So if your participant or somebody is, being hurt by someone or feeling scared to be close to someone because they don't know how they will react, or if they, mention to be heard when they are performing sexual relationships. So all of those will be signs of physical violence. Always looking for bruises, or maybe people hiding bruises. So, using clothes that are kind of hiding some of their limbs or necks, or that you find, some bruises that maybe are under makeup. Of course, it has to be out of normality. If a person, use a shirt like what I'm wearing right now, showing shoulders with no problem, but then all of a sudden I'm just covering myself every day. So just kind of when things get out of normal course. There is also emotional and psychological, cultural, or spiritual violence. So that means that a person kind of feel put down by other in relation to what they believe or their own identity for who they are, and things like feeling manipulated or being, carried out or taken away of the community. Those might be signs of, emotional abuse as well. Sometimes domestic violence, and this is also very important, as you mentioned at the beginning, not only domestic violence comes from a partner, it could be, done by any member of the family. So it's very easy to think, oh, because if this person doesn't have a partner, I might not be suffering domestic violence, but this could be done by many ways, and we see that quite often with disability as well. A lot of the domestic violence for people with disabilities is carried on by their carers, unfortunately. Yeah, so if a person is being put away from the community, encouraged to not get together with them, to not see them, to not make contact with them, that is also could be a form of abuse. There's also what we call financial abuse, which is based in control of or controlling your money, or controlling if you work or you don't work, and kind of create a relationship of dependence completely on the other person. So as I was saying just before, people with disabilities might not be able to work, which leads them to be more vulnerable to financial abuse, and it's quite common, unfortunately. Another form of abuse is threatening, or feeling threatened. So the person is feeling afraid. It could be if you are an immigrant and you are being threatened about your visa situation all the time through your partner, or if they will say they will be hurting your pets or something that you love, or someone that you love. Those are things that you will tell us family abuse as well, including the threat of taking away your children if you don't do as they told, right? So there's another way, which is like coercion. So it's a way of making you feel guilty about the things that you do and who you are. So people, will make you feel guilty when you see your family or your community, or this person might make you feel that you are, not good enough or worthless. Or they will tell you that you are stupid, or the participant, will be receiving this, or tell you that nobody loves you and nobody will help you. That's our forms of coercion, and they are also considered family abuse. And the last kind of abuse that I would like to mention is controlling and domination. So, checking their social media, your text, your phone, what you do, where you go, having constant calls of somebody's checking up on you, who are you with, where are you going? That is also a form of abuse, because it's based on, control, and trust, untrustedness, and it is very dangerous because it could really lead, to being threatened, and then probably emotional and physical abuse as well. So knowing this is very important for us to identify the signs, early signs that it could lead us to, to this kind of abuse. Probably when we notice the signs, the abuse is already there. So this is why it's important to communicate this and to keep it on their notes, so we are able to follow track of when maybe this start happening and then take action. As I mentioned before, any person in the family can be suffering domestic violence, not only in a couple's relation, but it could be kids, it could be your sibling or parents or elders. So when we notice these signs, what we do, again, before, as I said, we report it, we write it on the notes, we inform the coordinators, we connect with the right support. So there is a bunch of different organizations that we can reach out. One of the most well-known ones is the Orange Door. The Orange Door, it's an organization that supports family violence. And the way to reach out to them is to contact them directly. Of course, if the situation, you know, it's out of control, you will call first 000, as you know, and then there are many different numbers to call for an emergency, and the Orange Door. There are other several services. Your coordinator or the participants coordinator can also help and provide different numbers and a helpline. There is the helpline of safe steps as well, which is 1800 or 15188, to inform that these, you know, signs are there and to prevent this to increase to a point that it is out of control. Again, this is very important for us to identify from the very beginning. Listen to your participants, really listen to what they are saying, what they want to say. Few people will come forward and say, you know, I'm being suffering from violence. Most of them, they wouldn't even realize until it's too late. So our job is, you know, to prevent these situations to happen. Yeah, well, I hope this information is useful for you, and we are able to, you know, support our participants and protect them as well. And not only our participants, but yourself and your community too. So if you have any questions, as usual, no, do not hesitate to reach out to us, and we are happy to support you. Have a good day. Thank you.